Welcome back. My name's Alyssa. I'm the founder at MyWellbeing, and I'm so excited to dive into scarcity versus surplus today. So as a social worker, as someone who has clients in private practice, as someone who runs a business, I know and I hear all the time scarcity mindset. This might look like or sound like, well, what are they doing? How can I do that? Does their doing that compromise my doing this? Oh, they just raised their fee to $250. If my fee is $150, does that mean I'm less valuable as a clinician? Or vice versa. They just reduced their fee to $150. Is my fee at $250 put me out of range, or is that ridiculous, or is that unfair? So the first thing I really want to challenge us to do is to try to remove comparison anxiety as much as possible. When we're doing things like picking a niche, figuring out how to communicate what it is we do, finding our ideal clients, communicating our fee, we want to do a lot of soul searching and reflection, either with ourselves or with trusted coaches, partners, our own therapists, our loved ones, our peers and colleagues, to really distill what does success mean for us, what is meaningful for us, how do we want to define these things for us, and build enough internal conviction around that so that when we have some of these competing variables, we build a little bit of more armor and more callus and more boundaries between us and them so that we can stand sure in the values and needs that we and our business have, and separate ourselves a little bit from the constant antenna and spinning of what is everyone else doing. And then relatedly, we're gonna shift from a scarcity to a surplus mindset. The scarcity mindset might be this competitive energy of, if I'm in Boerum Hill and there's 12 other therapists or coaches in Boerum Hill, we're all competing for the same clients. While on one hand, from a business sense, that's to a degree, it's true. Think objectively about how many clients would you ideally have in your caseload? What does your work week look like? What is your capacity? Is it realistic that many clients times X many therapists exist in your zip code? Probably true. Is it true that clients come to you that aren't necessarily in your zip code? Probably true. Is it true that in a COVID world, for better, for worse, or when we're practicing teletherapy or expanding to be more remote on occasion, that you might even be further expanding your client volume? Probably true. Now I'm curious, what would it feel like to shift from me or my neighbor get this one specific client to how can me and my neighbor, how can my neighbor and I partner to best serve this client? How can I think about what is in the client's best interest, and how might my leaning into that or empowering that or lifting that up best serve all of us? So if there's a client, for example, that's slightly out of your expertise area, or even if you're capable of working with the client and they may just not be in that zone of genius for you, what might the benefits be of referring that client to a trusted colleague who can totally own that experience that is the zone of their expertise? What energy or what benefits or what gifts might they circle back to you on another day? What might that do for the client and their success and their empowerment? And what might that do for you and your time? In a world where time is our scarcest resource, do you want to be using your time grasping and searching and reaching for anything that comes past your eyes and behave in a way of reactivity? Or do you want to welcome in what is uniquely a fit for you, and welcome in the partners that are aligned with you from a value-based perspective, eclectic and diverse from you from a racial, ethnic, and skill set and training perspective, so that you can complement each other, and be giving. And think about a time when you're really giving from a place of giving and not from a place of expecting to receive. What does that feel like? So see if you can think about a few times in your day-to-day or in the last week or the last month where some of this shift may have been relevant for you, and start to envision what might look, feel, sound different if you shift to a surplus mindset or a growth mindset or a collaborative mindset. And how might you start to integrate some of those changes or have some of those one-liners or those shifts in your back pocket for when some of these opportunities arise moving forward? So thanks so much for tuning in. Let us know in the comments what best practices work for you in shifting from scarcity to surplus. Have you felt that scarcity mindset come up? I know that I have. And what's helped you in sort of leaning into collaboration and community and partnership? If this will resonate with a colleague or a loved one, feel free to tag them in the comments or share with them directly. And as always, let us know if there's any questions that come up for you. We're really looking forward to answering any and all of your questions related to private practice and clinical business growth. And I really look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.